This segment brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
I'm Mary Kay Thatcher with the American Farm Bureau Federation, and I'm just happy to be here at the Kansas Farm Bureau annual meeting. So we talked a lot about the tax bill that's moving, and hopefully we will get a conference committee going, finish the Senate and the House before Christmas, hopefully before the 24th of December. We do have a lot of work to do to work out the differences. One of the other things is another budget issue that we'll be dealing with, because we really haven't passed any of the 12 appropriations bills to fund this fiscal year that's already 2 months in the making. So that has to be done before we go home for Christmas too. And so those are the two big money issues. So of course, we'll be tied up with things about immigration. There's likely to be amendments dealing with the Affordable Care Act. So lots of other things can come up in terms of those, but two big money issues to finish before Christmas time. So we're still suffering in Washington from not really having a full staff. Take it, for example, at USDA, we have the secretary, we have the deputy secretary, but then only 2 of the 7 undersecretaries and none of the agency heads. And so it's difficult to really call over, get questions, get feedback. There aren't enough political appointees there yet to really be able to work with them as effectively as we should. So I don't know that we're any further behind at USDA than anywhere else, but it'll be great when we can get more people nominated, get them through the FBI clearance process, and get them on board. Well, I think there's a lot of concerns about commodity prices right now. The fact is that we're not predicting that they're going to get any better. USDA just came out and said we probably won't have a corn price above $4 for another 14 years. So we're going to have to deal with how can we do some of these, make sure we have a safety net, be it commodity programs or certainly a very sound crop insurance program. So we'll also be looking, as soon as we get into 2018, at looking ahead to the next farm bill. So we obviously would love to have had repeal of estate taxes, and that's unfortunately probably not going to happen. There's still a chance with conference, but the amount has been doubled to $1 million in both the House and the Senate. And I think the biggest issue for us as we think about estate taxes is that $1 million exemption actually expires in 2025 in the Senate. So one of the big things that we'll be working on as we work through the conference is trying to get as many of these provisions in the House and the Senate that expire in, say, 5 or 7 or 10 years, get them to be made permanent so we don't have to come back and deal with this in just a few short years.
All over the country, more and more communities are making the change to biodiesel made from U.S. soybean oil, and the decision continues improving the health and welfare for millions of Americans while adding billions to our national economy.